You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about Caitlin Clark and this Nike deal again. Oh, Aja Wilson, that's right. She's come out. Aja has come out and made some comments now about the fact that she is not jealous of Caitlin Clark's shoe deal. Of course, so many people online, well, not so many, this much part of, and I'm just wondering, the outrage over Wilson not having a signature shoe deal, are you people really watching the WNBA? Because there's some things that would indicate you're not. All right, number one, the ratings. The ratings. I just don't think anybody really and truly cares. But here's a very eye-opening statistic that came out of the WNBA draft the other day. And keep that in mind as we're going through this topic. All right, because these salaries are all proportionate to supply and demand. Everybody's up in arms about Caitlin Clark's salary. Well, look, it would be better if there was more demand for the WNBA. And maybe if Caitlin Clark fulfills the prophecy and she is Michael Jordan 5 years from now, the league will make more money. But, you know, this was eye-opening. And this just came in. I did a video about the WNBA draft ratings. According to ESPN, 1.06 million of the 2.45 million on Monday night were women, which is a 374% increase year over year. So what does that tell you guys right now? All right. And why I'm bringing this up is we're talking about people are up in arms because people are claiming that, you know, people are saying Wilson is not as marketable as Caitlin Clark. Well, certainly from a demand standpoint, she is not Caitlin Clark. I mean, numbers don't care about your feelings, and it's clear there's going to be a section of fandom, I guess people maybe that have been watching the WNBA, because clearly most people have not. But that section of the fan base, I kind of wonder if they're not going to end up hating on Caitlin Clark, because it's clear after those ratings the other day, and guys, it's baffling. This was the celebratory press release from the WNBA at the end of last season, talking about how many people watched their league. Listen to this. The 2023 WNBA regular season was reached over 36 million total unique viewers across all national networks, the highest since 2008 and up 27% from 2022. Now, get this. Caitlin Clark, let's say all of her games draw the 2.4-something million the draft did. Then her 36 nationally televised games alone will draw 87 million people, basically. Nearly 87 million people, over 86 million people. Guys, we're talking about a 50 million people viewership difference. That will move the needle. Okay? That will lead to bigger salaries. That will lead people to actually give a crap about this league. Because until she showed up, sorry but not sorry, nobody cared. So, let's just go on. Let's just look at this, because Aja Wilson is claiming that she is not jealous of the shoe brand. Even though she tweeted this out, she's now made a statement about it. Las Vegas Aces star Aja Wilson is shutting down accusations that she's jealous of Caitlin Clark. On Monday, Clark was drafted number 1 overall by the Indiana Fever. Now she's closing in on an 8-figure deal with Nike. We know that's going to be something. There's rumors that it's way, way up there. All right, it's definitely over $10 million, but I mean, there's some $30, $40, and $50 million rumors out there. Shortly after details of that partnership became public, Wilson posted a not-so-cryptic tweet that simply read, Psalm 37:7. Now, that particular Bible verse is about remaining patient despite others' success. So understandably, fans came to the conclusion that the WNBA veteran might be throwing shade at Clark. The 2018 first overall pick out of South Carolina, Wilson led the Gamecocks to an NC2A title. She's a two-time WNBA MVP, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, three-time All-WNBA selection, and Olympic gold medalist. Okay, and while Wilson does have a Nike contract, she does not have a signature shoe. So everybody's mad that she just doesn't have a signature shoe. Okay. Now, let's go over here, folks. This is back to the press release. The 2022 WNBA Las Vegas Aces saw their highest average attendance, averaging 9,551 fans per game. The draft party for Caitlin Clark drew 17,000 fans in Indiana. All right? I mean, the ticket prices are 4 to 5 times higher for Caitlin Clark's games. She's moving the needle. And Aja Wilson is not. Whether anybody likes that or not, that's just a fact. All right? Nike has noticed that. There's claims of racism against Nike, right? Look at this. Caitlin Clark landed a signature shoe already, but what about all the black WNBA players? Well, it doesn't matter if nobody wants to watch those particular players. If the supply and demand for those players are not at a level that Nike feels warrants a signature shoe, they're not going to give one. That's all there is to it. Whether anybody likes it or not, right? And I suspect Nike will actually cave, by the way. So, Wilson came out and actually made a statement. No one is jealous, bookie. I have no reason to be. I truly wish all 143 the best. For real, our league is so hard as hell. So to thrive and to stay in it consistently is huge. So please stop with this jealousy stuff. And this was after a comment. The jealousy in the WNBA is crazy. Caitlin's about to bring a whole new level of viewership to your league, and you're hating on her. Well, I give her teammates who celebrated the other day during the watch party at the stadium a lot of credit. They're self-aware. They realize, number one, they're excited to play with what they know to be what looks like the version of Jordan coming into the WNBA. But they also understand the implications of everything that Caitlin Clark could do for that league. In fact, I can bring you over here. Don Staley was asked about the salary. By the way, Caitlin Clark's salary, right where it needs to be for where the league is right now. Because, again, nobody's watched. And I give Don Staley a lot of credit. Quote, my reaction is she's making much more than a national champion, Aja Wilson, when she came out, Staley said. I think it's par for the course. Caitlin Clark is going to make much more money outside of her salary than 99% of America. I think it's a very young league. The WNBA is a very, very young league. If we're going to be anything like the NBA, when the NBA was 28 years old, the salaries were probably comparable to the WNBA, so we need time. I give Don Staley a lot of credit for that because it's a lucid and valid comment. All right? I mean, it is what it is. I can't believe the outrage around Wilson not having a signature shoe despite having a Nike deal. All right? It's a signature shoe. She's got the deal. What's the outrage? You're mad. This is why there's anger. People are mad because Caitlin Clark is already drawing 4 to 5 times more eyeballs than anybody else in that league. And people are pissed. Even though I just showed you a statistic that clearly showed you, when you have a 374% increase in women watching the draft, women have not been supporting this league, by the way. Bill Burr was right. He has a big rant. The comedian, one of the GOATs, had a big rant about the women not supporting the WNBA but griping about the salaries. Women don't even support the league. So it's a bunch of hypocritical nonsense. Supply, demand. If Caitlin Clark brings the eyeballs, she's going to bring more money, which is going to bring more television contracts, which is going to fall over to a new CBA at some point. It's just that simple. Magic Larry Jordan did the same thing years ago for the NBA. I mean, come on. Stop it. And do I think Wilson was jealous and she dropped that little nugget out there? Yeah, I do. I do. I understand. In her league, in her world, she's a big shot. She's a big shot that nobody's been watching. And there's numbers to prove it. I mean, if you're a fan of the league, I'm sure that rubs you the wrong way. Sorry. It is what it is. You're a fan of the league that the majority of sports fans couldn't give a rip about until now. Again, we would never do a video unless the activism WNBA league went and did something or said something stupid. We would never do a video on a WNBA player. Caitlin Clark moves the needle that much. What does that tell you? Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.